Oranges are universally celebrated as a pillar of a healthy diet. They are a highly efficient package of hydration, dietary fiber, and of course, a massive dose of vitamin C. But for a specific subset of the population, that same glass of orange juice acts as a reliable trigger for severe physical distress, turning a morning health habit into a source of immediate pain. When people experience this discomfort, they tend to group the symptoms under the vague umbrella of having a sensitive stomach or a generic food intolerance. But as this diagram illustrates, modern gastroenterology actually divides citrus sensitivity into three completely different biological phenomena: chemical irritation, immune allergies, and metabolic interference. Pinpointing which of these exact biological mechanisms is causing your discomfort is the only way to determine if you simply need to tweak your diet or if you require emergency medical intervention. The first category of reaction is non-immune chemical irritation. Oranges and other citrus fruits naturally contain high concentrations of acid, which can directly agitate the digestive tract. When it comes to acid reflux, citrus behaves a bit differently than other triggers. Studies show that orange juice doesn't necessarily lower the pressure of the esophageal sphincter, the valve keeping stomach contents down. Instead, the high acidity acts as a direct chemical irritant, burning an already sensitive mucosal lining on the way down. Physically, over-consuming the fruit carries its own gastrointestinal consequences. Eating several whole oranges introduces a sudden, massive load of dietary fiber into the digestive tract, leading rapidly to severe stomach cramps, nausea, and bloating. There is also a hidden risk of vitamin C overload. When your body processes excess amounts of ascorbic acid, it metabolizes it into a compound called oxalate. High levels of oxalate significantly increase your risk of developing kidney stones. Because these symptoms are triggered by physical limits and chemical exposure rather than an immune system failure, they are highly manageable. You can often solve them entirely through strict portion control or by switching to commercially available reduced acid juices. We move next to the second category, true immune responses. The most common is oral allergy syndrome. This occurs through a process called cross-reactivity. Your immune system confuses specific proteins in the citrus fruit, like propollen, with allergy-causing grass or tree pollen. The result is a highly localized tingling, itching, or mild swelling of the mouth and lips right after eating. However, looking at this clinical fact sheet, we see a far more dangerous immune trigger, lipid transfer proteins, or LTPs. These proteins are heavily concentrated in the peel and pips of the fruit, making foods processed with whole unpeeled fruits, like smoothies, a potent hazard. This second page reveals how dangerous LTP allergies are. They can rapidly escalate into life-threatening anaphylaxis when combined with hidden cofactors. Taking ibuprofen, drinking alcohol, or exercising near the time of eating citrus acts as a direct catalyst for a severe reaction. There is also food protein-induced enterocolitis syndrome, or FPIES. This is a delayed allergic reaction localized in the gastrointestinal system, primarily affecting infants. Instead of hives or swelling, it causes profuse, dehydrating vomiting several hours after the food is ingested. Because conditions like LTP allergies and FPIES trigger intense cramping, vomiting, and diarrhea, a serious immune threat can easily masquerade as a standard stomach bug or a bad bout of heartburn. Our third category moves past the stomach and the immune system entirely, focusing on metabolic interference within the liver and intestines. This flowchart visualizes exactly how that interference happens. Certain phytochemicals inside citrus juices physically bind to and inhibit vital drug metabolizing enzymes in your body, most notably CYP3A4. By blocking this enzyme, the citrus creates a dangerous metabolic bottleneck. The consequences of this blockage are severe. Routine prescription medications for high cholesterol, blood pressure, and anxiety cannot be broken down normally. Instead, the active drugs build up in the bloodstream to potentially toxic levels, or alternatively fail to absorb properly and are rendered completely ineffective. This silent chemical interaction is entirely invisible to the patient, making a seemingly healthy daily glass of orange juice a serious hazard for anyone managing a chronic condition with prescription drugs. Solving a citrus sensitivity depends entirely on addressing the specific biological pathway causing it. For instance, cooking an orange might destroy the fragile pollen-like proteins that cause oral tingling, but heat cannot neutralize the fruit's acid, the resilient LTPs in the peel, or the phytochemicals that block your medications. If you suffer from acid reflux, there are safe, widely available alternatives. Pear juice, papaya juice, and coconut water provide hydration and nutrients without the high acidity. Herbal options like ginger and chamomile tea actively soothe digestive tissues rather than irritating them. If your issues persist, the diagnostic steps are straightforward. Start by tracking your meals and symptoms in a food diary, and check all your prescription medication labels for specific warnings against citrus. If you suspect a true allergy, an allergist can confirm it using targeted IgE blood tests or a routine skin prick test. Human biology is highly individualized. By relying on precise diagnostic evidence rather than broad dietary trends, you can safely navigate your nutrition and protect your long-term health.